Hey YouTube, I wanted to do kind of another prep video. Forgive the popcorn in the background. My cat was watching birds in the window this morning, and I threw some popcorn out here for the birds, and they have not eaten it all yet. But I want to do this video, so we're just rocking with it. I just set up this box with some random tackle that I had, and it's kind of everything you would need to go fishing all in one kind of thing. And this rod folds up and goes inside it. And I'm gonna have all this kind of packed into my van. This is, one of a few things that I've bought as like a prep item that it's either a hobby to have on the road in the van or a way to get food. I'm gonna do videos on all the different stuff I'm getting, but this is probably the most practical one. I've got a few other things too that are like transportation, and I was thinking about getting like a pellet gun because you could shoot one super cheap and it could like kill a lot of things really quietly. Anyway, not the point of this video. This video is about fishing. This is a little Plano Tackle Box. You can get these. I got this on sale for $10 at Walmart. The bottom of it holds this foldable rod. This little thing like unhooks like a socket bayonet mount kind of thing. And you have to tighten this up to go fishing, but it'll all fit in there with all the rest of this crap, which I think is pretty cool. I have a Mora knife in there as like a utility knife, a cheapo fillet knife, but it's like the kind that you buy a dock, okay? Like, I don't even know the brand of this, but this is one of those, like, real fishermen use these, and they cost like $5. Some hooks. These are little divider things for this. I don't know if I'm going to use these or not. I'm hanging on to them in case I do. If you've never been fishing before, maybe this will help you set up your own stuff. If you've been fishing before, a lot of this is like, oh, of course, this is obvious, but you want a pair of needle nose pliers for removing shit from fish, especially, it depends on what kind of fish you're going after, but just in general, these are nice to have. And I think these are like $10 made by Rapala. Stringer. Now, I have a couple different stringers here and some rope. So I usually connect one of these nylon stringers into one of these metal ones, because where did it go? Somewhere on the nylon one you have a stake that you can like stick into the shore. There it is. So you take this and you can stick this into a bank, and then you have all of this to throw out there, and the rope is just in case you need something to tie this to, like a dock or something. On some like rubber worms and shit, because why not? I like these little green curly Q things. They catch a lot of stuff. I like these little things too. You can just put either one of those on a hook and they work, or I've got one here on like a little jig head. I really like Rapala hard baits. That's what most of these are, and they are expensive. Believe it or not, the hard baits that you're looking at here are probably enough to buy a decent pistol. Most of these are about $10 a piece. That's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another 5 there. You got like 20 of those things in there, so yeah, you could buy like a Taurus pistol for what I have in hard baits here. I'm not recommending you do that, but like shit like this is almost free. I would go buy a bunch of that shit. And I would get a couple of these things because they are nice. And they do catch shit. I especially like these two down here. The little beetle spins and stuff like that are also great. And bobbers. You really need more bobbers than what I have here. That is a night bobber. It has a little glowing thing inside of it. And I have some more lights for that inside, actually. I need to put it in this box. And then you have spin baits of various sorts. I have more of those I need to put in here too. I've always loved fishing boxes and tackle boxes and stuff like that. This stuff is equally cool to me as gun stuff or anything else. mainly because this is, you know, a useful thing. You can use this to get food very effectively. I intend on eating a lot of fish. Every fish that you catch and eat in any situation is something that's going to make your canned goods last longer. And around here in Oklahoma, there's a lot of places to fish. Outside of this box, I would bring a couple of big rods. Probably one open face and one just spin cast. And then I'd have this box, and I might bring like another small plastic box of hard baits. And that would be all the fishing equipment that I would bring. And if I just had this box, I'd be pretty happy. This rod is kind of the centerpiece of this kit. It's called the Pack Rod by Imrod, and you can catch, you know, tuna on this thing. Like, it's incredible. It's unbreakable. It's built like some sort of radio antenna or some shit, and like you can catch damn near anything on it. It's kind of set up like an ice fishing rig, and with that spring on it, you can actually like catapult your lure into places. And it's an interesting tool to have in the toolbox for sure. And I think it was like $100. I bought it in like 2008 or some shit. Like, I bought that a long time ago. That's a lot of this shit. The most recent addition to this box is actually the Mora knife that I just bought at Wanamaker. All the rest of this, besides the tackle box itself, is old as fuck. I just got a new box and repacked all this and figured I'd do a video, especially since this is a hobby/survival item thing to put in the van. I keep talking about the van. I don't know how much I've actually talked about it on the channel, but I'm building a little like bug out vehicle kind of thing out of a 2004 Honda Odyssey. I'm basically putting a bed in the back and then a kitchen in the rear end, and then like some roof storage and a solar panel and a awning on the top. And we're just gonna rock that. My goal right now is I met a guy who was in the French Foreign Legion for about 8 years, and now he's doing some stuff here, and he has a Jeep, and I'm excited because the van is sort of a base camp kind of thing, and I got rid of my FJ to fund doing that van, and I have several other projects that I wanted to get done funded. So I bought an El Cheapo fucking minivan because I'm gonna Mad Max the fucker, and why not have something to destroy and all that yada yada yada. And a 2004 Honda Odyssey with 100,000 miles on it will last forever, basically. There's nothing that I won't be able to fix on that car. That's my thoughts. And Mr. French Foreign Legion has a Jeep with a winch on it, so we'll be able to go four-wheeling and whatever and go wherever we want to go. And like, if my van gets stuck, he can pull it out. This is why it's handy to have men in your life, boys. Just saying. Anyway, that's all of it for the fishing stuff. I do like the big tube things too. That's what these are. You can catch really cool fish on them. I grew up fishing a lot. My grandparents owned a resort on Grand Lake that my family fished all the fucking time. And even after we moved to Tulsa, we went fishing all the time. My grandfather and I went fishing every day for an entire summer, a couple summers in a row when I was growing up. Like, that's just what we did. And it's something that you should know how to do, and it's not that hard. Like, you could go watch some fishing videos on YouTube and figure this shit out. It's not rocket science. Like, the hardest thing to know is how to tie the knots that hold on the nylon line, and that's not that hard. You can look up videos on that too. I know Cutlery Lover does fishing stuff. I'm actually doing a trade with him right now. I'm expecting to get a Spyderco here in the mail. I'm sending him a knife and some silver, so I'll do a video on that whenever I get it. And I don't know, we'll see what he says about my fishing kit. Well, I hope you guys got something out of this. I think this stuff is really cool, and you should have some of it. And like the cooler stuff, like this rod, is kind of expensive, but you could get a full like fishing kit for under $100. Tackle box, tackle, cheapo fillet knife, stringer, cheap rod, the whole shebang. You could probably get something for about $100. And I would encourage you to go do that, and do it now, and go fishing this summer. A fishing license in Oklahoma is like $10 or $15. I think it is in most states, in Middle America at least. Like, this is something you can just go do. Like, this would be a tank of gas, which I know is, a lot these days, but there's places in Oklahoma here where I can drive a quarter of a tank of gas, maybe round trip, and go fishing. That are just public access things that that most people don't use anymore. I would encourage you guys to look into fishing. It's a good hobby to have. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.